Well, hello, everyone. Good morning. You're on the lifeboat. This is Captain Calhoun speaking. How is everybody on this fine Tuesday? Terrific Tuesday. Transformational Tuesday. Glad to see you guys. Dennis from Boston, Miss Sunrise Dawn, Sierra Terry, Valerie 102. Hey, guys. Sandy Wandy, Mira Dira, Rolling Stone, Kristen Melinda, Rick Spicer. Good to see you guys. Izzy E. I live for now. Philly Donna, Brianna Miller. Heck yeah, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Lacey Silver had to run. Kristen Melinda. Hey, everyone. Good to see you today. Info Dump Truck. Glad to see you. I think that my my evening routine pales in comparison to my morning routine as far as solidness. I have a pretty solid morning, afternoon, but my evening is just kind of freeform and all over the place. And I think that's why my sleep has been suffering, because I go to bed on time. I just go to bed and have all these thoughts, and then I wake up not feeling rested. So maybe a little more journaling, a little less caffeine, a little more meditation and exercise. Just need to, punch in the finishing touches on this Tucson routine I've got going here. So far, so good, but definitely dropping the ball on some stuff, guys. I think part of it was jumping to catch the lifeboat. It's definitely a much more involved endeavor than I originally had thought, and I didn't think it was going to be a cakewalk. But so yeah, I got to get all my ducks back in a row now. I guess I was realizing that this morning and last night. I was like, oh, my sleep is suffering because this, that, and the other aren't in line. So I journaled about that a ton this morning, and I'm gonna get that done. Today we're gonna double down. The most important thing about today for me, for the captain, is rigidness in my routine, or maybe not rigidness, but just focus on my routine. I think if I can get through the morning routine without any hitches, and then transition into the afternoon, and then transition into the evening after the boat, with all of that working well, then I can create a good evening routine. I have an idea of what I'd like that to be, but I really need to solidify what that means for me. Otherwise, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep doing what I want to be doing, So I think it's necessary for my path forward to get a strict routine. Not that I won't be deviating from it at all, but I think deviation is inevitable. But I'm gonna need a solid evening routine to keep all these balls in the air, I think. Lumen, good to see you. Miss Dragon. Jen, Aunt Neen Hobbs, hey there. Tara smiling. Good morning. Well, hit that like, subscribe, and the bell for notifications if you like what we do here. It really helps us out a lot. Sleepy time tea at night is my favorite. Maybe I should get some chamomile in before bed, or maybe I should go get some sleepier tea. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, if my morning routine goes smoothly, my day seems to be happier as well, Body Illusion. And maybe that's why my morning routine is so solid. And that would also make sense why my evening routine is lacking. But these are things that can be fixed. These are things that we can work with, right? Soft ocean sleep sounds help me and my doggy too. I used to have like a little thunder rainstorm kind of sound thing, and I really, really enjoy that. I like being able to hear the rain on my roof. I think that's the coolest thing, the coolest sound ever. Which is weird because when I was a kid, I'm sure my dad has told this story a million times, I was not a fan of the rain until he took me outside baby naked and danced in the rain with me. Allegedly. I don't remember. I was young. I was a baby. Your alarm system went off at midnight. Have you been up since midnight, Izzy? That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Scooby Lee, hey there. Valerian root, check. Thank you, Mr. Dragon. Blake Richardson, hey there. Welcome. Haven't seen you in a while. Howdy. Tea before bed makes me need to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. How far in advance do y'all drink sleepy time tea? Asking for a friend. Tommy Bird, good to see you, brother. My path forward usually goes to a dead end or off a cliff, but rarely does it continue on the straight and easy. I can relate with that. Sometimes I just pull over for naps, and you got to. You got to pull over for naps. Who knows what's around the next bend, right? It's good to recognize this kind of stuff. This is kind of how my life goes. Although lately I've been kind of just climbing up a mountain. I haven't fallen off a cliff quite yet, so maybe we're turning things around. Here's to that hope. I'm a beginning crocheter and made my first scrunchie this morning. It was easier than I thought. Sweet deal, Jen. Sorry, sweet deal, Jen. I thought about crocheting. My grandmother makes it look so peaceful. Baby naked. That's right. That's what I said. Yeah, rain sounds are the best. My path usually gets crushed by boulders. No bueno. That's when we tunnel through or walk around, right? Climb over, dig under, something. 20 to 40 minutes to work, says Seventh Son. All right, I'm going to take a coffee break here because I am so tired. You guys should have seen me. I'm surprised I'm not yawning. I had the MGM lion on my face while the 30 seconds was playing, getting all my yawns out. Drowned in his teepee. That's not something you read every day. The newest nut, making me giggle. Well, guys, how was everyone's Monday a success? Was it a struggle? Tell me the good, the bad, and the ugly. What's up with Monday? Mine was a stretch for sure. Mine was a long haul, but we made it. I don't think that it went terribly, but it certainly didn't feel great. Scooby Lee says Monday went well. That's what I'm talking about right there. The rest of the week should be cake then, huh? That spicy brain. Rolling Stone says meh. I'm pretty sure Rolling Stone and I had the same kind of day yesterday. Mine was pretty meh. Monday was so, but today is working out to be steamy poo, says Ben Bacon Bits. Well, at least we know what we are today. You know? Tuesdays are harder than Mondays for me, says Miradira. Do you know why that is, Mira? I bet you there's probably a specific reason. Monday was great success. Healing has to start. The good, I didn't drink. The bad, I was up all night. The ugly, me on no sleep. Lol. That sounds like a run of events that I'm very familiar with, Valerie. I hope you get some good sleep here coming up because you deserve it. You deserve some good sleep. Jen Aunt Neen says, my Monday was a roller coaster, but I lived. I survived. I'm here today and alive. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for that too. We like it when you're here. Monday was good. I just could not fall asleep. My brain would not stop working. What is it with when I feel like when I feel some kind of weird way, I feel like everybody feels some kind of weird way. I feel like it's a thing that a lot of people are experiencing. Maybe this whole astrology thing isn't just for fun. It's very strange. I definitely feel like there's something going around in the air sometimes. Don't you? Like I couldn't sleep at last night at all. I can't remember the last time I feel like we were doing this dance, but there was another time very recently where I was having a certain kind of day. Maybe it was yesterday, and everyone seemed to be having a similar run of things. I can't remember. Oh, that's probably why. I don't know. I feel silly, like giving voice to myself, like believing in stuff like this, but at the same time I don't really believe in coincidences. So how many times is it gonna be like that and me deny astrological influence? It's very strange. I think there are plenty of things and forces in this world that we do not understand. You know, I think that we have invested time and energy into understanding things that we understand quite well. But I think that there is a lot of stuff, a lot of things that are real that we just don't understand yet as a race of people, as humans. So, um, you know, things that are considered superstition, and I'm not convinced I'm not convinced that certain things we accept as fact are fact. And go ahead and call me tinfoil hat and call me, whatever. I don't really care. I find it very, very selfish and self-centered to think that we know everything, that we understand how all things work. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that we don't understand things, but I am saying that there are things that we don't understand. You know what I mean? And to think otherwise, I find very, very self-centered and very full of oneself or one's, you know what I mean? Arrogant, I believe is the word. How could there not be aliens, right? I don't want to talk about crazy stuff too much, but there's just too much. Like the universe is infinite, and we're the only life. Yeah, right. Like that's ridiculous. Who came up with that idea? Some self-centered king of some sort, I would imagine, was the first to say that. But anyways, I digress. Astrology, moons. I like the full moon a lot. The full moon makes me feel all kinds of funky, but not in a bad way. Interesting, Tommy Bird. Thank you for sharing that. I don't think I knew any of that. Got a big old Bible right here. I've been trying to decide if I'm going to read through one of the anonymous group literature books again, or if I want to read through the Bible just for fun. Just for fun. Just for fun. I made it. What's the topic? Valerie Nagy. Well, this morning we're kind of farting around. We were just talking about astrology and forces that we don't understand yet as humans. Um, but yeah, we really don't have a specific topic. Trying not to talk about food because then we'll all get hungry. I do that too, Brianna. Brianna says I took a depression nap that lasted most of the day. Got to stop doing that. Sometimes it just be like that, you know? Sometimes it just be like that. Yeah, how are you doing today, Valerie? It's good to see you, Valerie Nagy. It's been a while. Yeah, we were talking about Mondays and Tuesdays, and then we started talking about astrologies and new moons and full moons, and then I touched on aliens. I was trying to explain that I think that I think it's very self-centered and arrogant of us to think that the universe is infinite and that we're the only life in it. Um, I use that as an example to say I think that there are forces that we don't understand. I think that we understand some things very well as humans. But I think there's a bunch of stuff we don't understand. So maybe astrology is one of them. Maybe some of these myths, these so-called myths, these Eastern medicines and I don't know, things that people don't accept as fact might actually just be forces we don't quite understand yet. I also have, I think this is a pretty cool book. Well, while we're talking about Eastern philosophy and different ways of thinking, the I Ching is pretty interesting. It's like an ancient, I don't know if it's religion or what it's like an ancient Chinese way of thinking. Um, and there's like, and I don't know if I'm even describing it properly. Someone in here probably knows more about the I Ching than I do, but there's all these, I don't know, I'm going to do a terrible job. Forget what they're called. They're called like grams or something. I forget, but there's all these different positions. Oh, I'm doing a terrible job of explaining it. I'm going to go ahead and not explain it, but I find the I Ching super interesting. I haven't read it in a while. I have some hippie friends that are really, really, really into it. Um, but if you like strange philosophies and ancient culture, I would recommend the I Ching for sure. Plus, I think that there's an element of fortune telling. I don't know if you believe in that kind of thing, but the I Ching definitely, yeah, you throw the 3 coins for sure. And then depending on how they land, you throw them quite a few times, but how they land that's the word I'm forgetting. Like it spells out a certain position, like nanogram. I don't know what the deal is, but they come out to stuff like heaven over heaven or mountain over river, or what are they? Let's find some other ones. Heaven over thunder. Dun, dun, dun. Thunder over earth. Mountain over stream. There's all kinds of different stuff. I'll read some of this today while I'm in my relaxing time, and I'll read enough of it to where I can come back this evening and we can roll the I Ching. I think that'll be fun. So thankful to the protein balls this morning, Ben Bacon Bits. That is so cool to hear. It's funny. I'll get off the lifeboat, and all of a sudden I'll get like a couple emails from the Blazing Foods website or whatever. It'll be like, y'all sold protein balls. Y'all sold protein balls. I'm like, yes, they're out there eating the protein balls. They're so good. They're so delicious. What do you prefer, the strawberry whatever flavor or the other one, Ben? Yeah, I don't really hear about mountain anymore. I'm out here in the desert. I think I saw that, Miss Dragon. I just haven't had the chance to like actually delve into it yet. Thank you for sending that. Um, Alan Watts is quite an intriguing individual, is he not? Is he not? Some of those like super out there minds are really hard to listen to, like Capote and who's the acid guy? Terrence McKenna. Super, super interesting people, but super difficult to like just listen to them talk. I think Terrence McKenna is a great example. His voice just is like nails on a chalkboard to my ears. I don't know if you've ever listened to Terrence McKenna speak, or Capote for that matter, both of them. Just tear my ears up, but they're very, very interesting, genius people. Similar to Alan Watts. Alan Watts is a lot easier to listen to. He's got some inflection and some not insane voice. Mother's Day is this Sunday, everyone. Don't forget. Tell your mother you love her. Question: did the Admiral do a video about having an adult conversation about marijuana? No, that was me, I believe, that did that. And I'm pretty sure I did that on 420. And in hindsight, we could have talked about so many more things involving marijuana that we just didn't. I think I must have had a lot going on that day or something, but I don't know. I shouldn't say maybe. I probably will go back and do another video on marijuana because as far as like a topic, we did not fully explore it. It's quite an amazing plant for a shrub. That's the wrong word for a plant of its size. It has quite a slew of amazing qualities. And the reason that it's illegal has largely to do with industry and capitalism, than more to do with that than it has to do with it being a psychoactive drug, to be honest. Like, I don't think we talked at all about how it's a superior fiber to paper, to rope. Hemp is a superior product to cotton, period. It just is. It's better. We don't have to cut down forests that took lifetimes to grow. You can just grow another weed plant, hemp plant, right? Every season. It's quite, anyways, yeah, there's so much there. We won't necessarily talk about it right now. I didn't want to do a weed show this morning. And I feel like weed's pretty polarizing. I try to be careful with subjects that are polarizing. I have no problem with pot, but I do recognize that it has psychoactive effect. It can change your mind state. It can be used as an escape, right? It can serve negative purposes, right? But it can also serve positive purposes and is being used as a medicine all over the world right this very minute. So it's a complicated thing that's not very understood. While we're talking about things that I don't think we fully understand, I think weed's one of them. And I don't want to sound like a huge weed proponent, but I really don't have a big problem with it at all. But again, I do recognize the potential dangers, especially in early recovery or like dealing with trauma and whatnot. We want to be very intentional with our actions and our decisions. So, I think that inserting weed into that mixture is potentially dangerous if not done with proper intention and presence of mind, right? While we're learning how to rewire our minds, I don't think it's smart to be smoking pot. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. But I'm not here to tell you what to do either. You know what I mean? It's not my job to decide for you, right? That's your job. I'm just here to talk about it. I'm just here to share my experiences and learn yours. We're just here to make a dialogue. So, maybe it is good to bring up these kinds of topics that are polarizing so we can talk about it. How is my cousin doing? I'm so glad you asked. I had an update the next day that was wonderful, and I forgot to share it. My cousin, if y'all don't remember, had a very, I don't exactly know what happened, but he was in the ER, in the intensive care unit for a little while. But the day that I learned about it, I don't know if that was the day that it happened. I feel like he went in the night before, and then we talked about it the next morning, and then I got an update that afternoon that he was going to be coming home the next day. They had like taken him out of the ICU, and he's just in like a regular hospital unit when I got this information, and then supposedly he was supposed to go home the next day. I haven't checked back, but from what I understand, he's doing all right, and he made it. I'm gonna have to get the details on what had happened. And the update on his current health, and I will give that to you this evening. Thank you for asking, Mira. I wonder about him. He got me this. We were out, I think it was here in Tucson. We were out, I think, downtown, and there was someone, one of those street merchants was selling stuff, and I'm pretty sure this is snowflake obsidian or something similar. And then these kind of look like quartz. And then this is petrified wood, I imagine. It's like hand carved and like handmade. It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat. While we're on the difficult subject, I don't necessarily have a problem with like hallucinogens and mushrooms and stuff like that either. But like, I'm not currently using them, so I find it hard to speak on them. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I have experience with them, right? Because I have used them. But like right now, it's hard for me to like, I don't know if I don't feel like I know what I'm talking about because I'm not like in it. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? So like I'm not afraid to have a dialogue about hallucinogens, but it's like hard for me to feel like an expert. It's hard for me to feel like confident in my opinions because I'm so far removed from them, if that makes any sense. Yeah, Philly, this pretty much sums up my stance, I feel like. And being the captain of the boat, I feel like I have to make sure that my stances are carefully chosen and I stick by them. I can't be seen as wishy-washy. And um, I think that this boat is important. So I just need to make sure, it matters. It matters the way that I handle myself publicly, and it matters the way that I kind of direct the flow here. So, but no, I think that we should have conversations about all of these things that might be polarizing, that are polarizing. I think that if we don't have the conversation here, no one's going to have it anywhere, right? We have a pretty safe space here. We have we have some regulars that come back day in day out. We know each other pretty well. We've got some good friends who we see here every day. So I think that if we're not going to have these conversations with these people, who are we going to have these conversations with, right? This is about as good as it's going to get. There's a lot of love here. There's a lot of understanding and will to like understand and will to like move forward positively. So um, I don't think we have to fear these polarizing subjects. I think that we can trust that we can speak about them constructively. What do you guys think? How do you feel about all of that, huh? Hey Heather, how you doing? Good to see you. Becca Jean, hey there. Totally, I live for now. I have done this in the past. I've been there, and it's great. It works for a lot of people. I'm sure it could work for me. I'm at a place right now where it's working without that, so I figure there's no need to insert the boomies in there. Yeah, I feel like that was a big lesson for me, Tommy. I feel like that lesson can't be understated, right? Like accepting and understanding that I really have very little control over what's going on in my world. Like I have control over my body and my thoughts, and that's pretty much it. Piano Mom, still no water, but the heavens opened up and gave us flushing water. Oh my. Did we find out what's going on? Did you have a pipe break, and what's the outlook? Are you guys without water, period, or you're just out without your own water source? How close is like the next water source? Are your neighbors nice? I have so many questions, Piano Mom. I feel like it was like a week ago that you told us this happened. I can't imagine. Yeah, let us know what's going on. I hope you're doing better than it sounds you're doing, Piano Mom. Yeah, Philly, that's right. Hooray. You guys get it. Rhonda McCune, hey there. How you doing? Love it says I'm in a strange but not bad place, in between who I was and who I'm going to be. Have shaken off a lot of stuff, just feel strange, but have learned to be okay, or at least tolerate not being okay. Well, I tell you what, that is some significant progress. Some significant progress. And that line, in between who I was and who I'm going to be, I love that. You're in like a cocoon, so to speak. You're in your metamorphic phase, right? You're changing from a caterpillar to a butterfly. You're in between who you were and who you're going to be. I love that so much. It does feel strange though. It's like this, what do we do with this intermediary period? Sometimes it's clear what's in the past and you have a clear vision of what's in the future, but the present is a little foggier, right? I challenge you to now kind of try to try to brush the fog away from the present. Try to stay right here in the present and start shaping your present moment how you see fit. You know what I mean? I think you're doing great, love it. I think that's fantastic. Karen Stein, hey there. I've smoked pot since 1976 and it has not led to harder drugs. I had a very productive life as a mother and employee. I think that this is one of the things that the whole reefer madness era, one of the big lies. As far as like the bottom of the totem pole, yes, it is, right? As far as like having a direct relation between itself and like harder drugs, I don't think so. I think it's just as far as gateway, all that means is it's the first drug everybody does, right? They used to say like it's going to lead to other things. It definitely has that potential, right? Because it's a drug, but I don't think there's a whole lot of merit. There's a whole lot of people out there that are quite productive that, smoke a little pot. I don't see the widespread issue, and if everybody had a pot problem, we would just get along a little better, I think. Like literally, we'd probably be a little less productive, you know? But I don't think that we would be fighting as much. I don't think that we'd be arguing as much. I don't think there'd be as much war. You know what I mean? As far as drugs go, super not worried. But for some people, it is an issue. For some people, and we have some people on the boat that have identified that weed's an issue in their life, and I completely support those people. Whatever that they need, I try to provide. You know what I mean? I'm not entirely sure how to help the best in that situation, but I guess it's the same as every other addiction, right? I try to treat it the same in those cases. Yeah, the trauma for sure. I think we should definitely focus on the root cause. And maybe I'm imagining things. I have a very overactive imagination, but I feel like I learned in school when I was young that the proper way to treat a sickness is not to treat the symptoms. Wait a second. Isn't that what they do when I go to the doctor every time? Treat the symptoms? Am I confused? Did I just make that statement up? You're not supposed to treat the symptoms? I feel like that's a medical accepted fact that you're not supposed to treat the symptoms. You're supposed to treat the sickness. Is that a thing? Do we have any nurses in here or something that can back me up? Because I feel like that's all Western medicine does is treat the symptoms, kill the pain, ignore the root, exacerbate the problem with this. Because we need to be focusing on the root problem, right? That's what we're doing. We're peeling the onion. We're getting to the bottom of it. We're not treating the symptoms, which is the addiction, right? We're treating ourselves. We're treating our souls. We're treating our hearts, our broken hearts, and our damaged souls. We're treating our trauma, right? The root cause. And that's why it's effective, because we're not treating symptoms. Yeah, treating the symptoms is the lucrative approach. Operative word here is lucrative. I think capitalism is pretty cool in a lot of ways, but this is one of the ways that it has largely failed the human race, in my opinion. Has been more important. Money's become more important than human life to a lot of people. Please repeat my statement so I can write it down. Which one? I just made a whole bunch of statements. Treating the symptoms is wrong. We need to treat the root. I'm pretty sure that it's a medically accepted fact that when you're sick, you don't treat the symptoms, you treat the sickness. Um, like obviously you want to kill the pain, right? But that's not going to solve the problem. That's just a band-aid. That's what I'm trying to say. In order to actually cure something. You have to treat. You can't do that by treating the symptoms. So we recognize the symptoms and what they're doing, but in order to cure a disease, you have to treat the root problem, what's causing it, right? I think that's one of the reasons we don't really understand cancer very well as well. But again, I'm not a doctor. Some of this is just conjecture, but I was really hoping we had someone medical here that could back me up on that other statement. Yeah, you do have to start with symptoms as signposts. Love it. That's correct. But I feel like often that's where we stop. Treating the symptoms and not feeding the, I don't know if I said feeding. Mayonnaise Entertainment. Hey there. Made a living today, huh? Oh, you made a live. Hell yeah. My buddy just had the company buy him a really sweet laptop that was a little over budget, but they love him, so they got it for him anyways. We were hanging out, talking on Discord a couple days ago. He's had this thing maybe a few days. Spills coffee or something all over it. I forget what he spilled on it, but he tore it up immediately. We lamented. Yeah, we definitely lamented. We were like, ugh, that sucks. So I'm probably going to skip tincture time this morning, and I'm probably going to go to the top of the hour. I know that's a little shorter than we normally go because I started so late, but it's okay. Well, I shouldn't say it's okay. What I'm trying to say is I think that I need a little extra time today to deal with my issues. So I hope that's all right. We're going to hang out. We're still hanging out, but wanted to let you know we'll probably wrap it up in about 10. But yeah, emotional symptoms is where we start. Love it. You spilled coffee on the one this morning, Ben. You said the fourth. That's almost a keyboard a month there, dude. I didn't know you were made of keyboards or money. I didn't know you just had keyboards falling out of your back pockets, dude. Tara will be on the boat tomorrow. That reminds me, I probably need to work on that today. Make sure I'm 100% ready. Ugh. Just made your second scrunchie. Dang, you're getting good at that, Jen. That was quick. It took like 30 minutes. Well, thanks for saying that, Body Illusion. Body Illusion says we appreciate the time you spend with us. Wow. Long or short, just special. I keyboard like I drum through the surface or the floor. Interesting. So do you just damage keyboards with your fingers? Is your pure keystroke power just too much for these simple plastic components that are your keyboard? Yeah. Okay. Why do you do that? Are you just trying to be fast? Do you have disdain for the keyboard like James Bond has disdain for his suit? I feel like I couldn't possibly do that kind of damage with my fingers. I learned on a manual. Well, that makes sense. A little typewriter action. Very different. Especially if you got good at a typewriter, I bet you a keyboard just feels like a toy. I have used typewriters, but like only once or twice. Is the Admiral doing a mental health live today, Captain? I would like to say yes, but we haven't touched base this morning. So the last time I said he was before talking to him, he didn't. So I will be checking on him after the boat, and I'll make a post about it in the community page if I get a thumbs up from him. All right. cardio typing. Get some cardio. That reminds me, there's a SpongeBob episode where it's the one where he is trying to do the weightlifting competition, and Sandy the squirrel is trying to whip him into shape. And they realize the only workout that he can do is to lift the remote and press buttons on it. And he's like, 2, 53. And he's like pressing the buttons on the remote. It's pretty sweet. And then, like, while he's working out with the remote, he sees an ad on TV for Muscle Bob buff pants, these like blow up arms that are going to impress all the ladies. So he orders these blow up arms and just gets completely fake ripped. It's hilarious. Ripple effect. Blessed to crochet tomorrow noon boat time. Shout out to Blessed to Crochet. I believe we've also got Carol at Needing a Meeting today at 1:40. I should get better about shouting you guys out. That's part of the purpose here. It's a great episode, isn't it? I think that's one of my favorite episodes. And then the episode where they do karate, I think that's pretty good. And then obviously the episode where he rips his pants. And then there's the episode where Squidward has an audition, or I don't know. The episode ends with them doing a musical performance on, like, all the characters are like playing instruments, and it's just SpongeBob comes out and just has the voice of angels all of a sudden. He's like, "Oh yeah," and Patrick plays the drums with those like tiny sunglasses. Super great. The most amazing episode ever. I ripped my pants. Classic. Have a great day, Rolling Stone. Much love, dude. We'll see you later. Dang, Kristen, it probably is. I literally just finished mine. I'm sorry to hear that, but I have to say I was starting to wonder if you are the girl with the iron stomach, or if you're just not eating tube of terror peanuts with me and saying you are. So this is a good sign. This is a good sign that you're regular. You got a normal tummy. You know, everything's working properly. Yeah, and you're not a robot. So that's good news. I was starting to think you might be like an android or something. Yeah, this is a great sign. It may be a little uncomfortable, but you're going to be all right. How bad is it? I have to ask. LKF dared you. Davey, Dirty Mouse. Hey there. How you guys doing? Zenwen. Zenwen's probably been here for a minute, and I just haven't said hello. I'm sorry, Zen. I guess that depends on what the beginning of a stomach bug feels like. So for me, cap cramps can range from a slight warmth or discomfort to like the feeling like I might poop my pants any second, to the feeling of intense pain, or I don't know if pain's the right word. What's like sometimes it's literally like cramps. Sometimes it feels like my abdomen is tearing itself apart and I have to grab my knees and hold on for dear life. That's like the top of the scale. And the bottom of the scale is like a slight warmth or discomfort. And then the middle is like I might poop myself at any time. So none of them great, none of them ideal. A bad Shark Week lull. Yeah, so you're right there in the middle. If you go past that, they're the kind of cramps that will debilitate you. Like if you go into that upper level of cap cramps, like you don't want to be driving when those hit. You don't want to be like needing to have an intelligent conversation when those hit. Um, so, and also it's worth noting, especially if you're new to this kind of thing, when cap cramps get to a certain intensity, they'll leave and then come back. They'll like what's the word? They'll like recur. They'll like reappear. Um, so watch out for that. I wouldn't, especially like as far as like scheduling your day. I feel like when we partake in capsation is a very important decision. I wouldn't want to be in a job interview and all of a sudden have cap cramps real bad, or like be behind the wheel of a vehicle and like get like really, really bad cap cramps. I would have to pull the car over immediately. Um, it's the only way. Interesting. I am not lactose intolerant, but I have been learning and learning new things on this subject. I think I've said this on the channel a few times. It's a memory I'll never forget, very big in my mind. This girl that I know, good friend of mine, told me once, she looked me right in the eyes and she said, milk is for babies. And she's a vegan. And I thought about that a whole lot. And, she's right. Milk is the purpose of milk is for babies. And the enzyme that breaks lactose down in your body, if you start like are born producing it, if you stop drinking milk, cow's milk, mother's milk, if you just stop drinking milk, period, your body will stop producing that enzyme. So if left to its own devices, your body will stop producing what it needs to break milk down. So, and that was the basis for my friend's point that milk is for babies. I don't know if that's conclusive enough for me, but I say all that to say I don't know what being lactose intolerant feels like, but I bet you I could find out if I stopped drinking milk. Lactose whiplash. Cap cramps, Caddy. Good morning, by the way. Hello there. Cap cramps capsation is so when you eat something spicy, that sensation you get on your tongue, that of spice or hot, is capsation. Capsation is an oil that's naturally occurring in plants, vegetables, this, that, the other, mostly hot peppers, right? But capsation is an oil that produces the sensation of hot food. Not hot like temperature, hot like, hot peppers. So cap cramps are when you consume too much capsation. I don't know if too much is the right way to say that. When you consume large amounts of capsation, your intestines and your stomach are not stoked. They cramp. It burns a little. It hurts a little. Sometimes it hurts a lot. And if it burns going in, sometimes it burns going out. So if we're talking about cap cramps, it's worth mentioning. It's worth mentioning this sensation here that I won't give word to, but we'll put some emojis down to describe the sensation. Had a little bit of this morning. That's why I was late. It makes him stink. Are you talking about like like out of his pores or his butt stinky? Sorry for the personal question. You don't have to answer. Yeah, I feel like milk is such a huge part of my like exercise diet. I would be struggling to consume the calories. And honestly, I am struggling to consume the calories that I need to. So without the milk, I would be in worse off for sure. I've heard that this works wonders, Miss Dragon. Miss Dragon says you need to put your toilet tissue in the freezer. Is the series called Warrior Caddy? I'm sorry, Brianna. We can totally bring the conversation back to a regular realm. Izzy E. Descendants of people who drank milk for survival have developed the enzymes in their digestive tract. Stops no lactose intolerant person that I know of from eating cheese, though. It's because cheese is so good. I feel like all the lactose intolerant people I know also love cheese and will sometimes do it anyways. It makes his butt stink. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Fun thing I read, says Kristen Melinda, the ability to continue to process lactose past infancy is the result of a genetic mutation that started in folks in areas with little sunlight. I wonder what the sunlight has to do with the lactose. Interesting. I love oatmeal. I have the instant kind and the non-instant kind, depending on what kind of mood I am. That's how much I like oatmeal. Almond butter and regular butter in oatmeal. I eat yogurt with the oatmeal too. Calorie jackpot. Fantastic, Tara. I have some Greek yogurt and fruit that I usually eat together, and I have some oatmeal and fruit that I normally eat together. Maybe I just need to put butter in both of them, slap them together, and have a super breakfast. I ended up having pancakes yesterday, and it literally put me to sleep. I ate this huge stack of pancakes with all the syrup on it, and 30 minutes after I was done, I was napping. a kind of a double-edged sword there. All that sugar. Well, maybe me and you can talk poop later, Davey. I don't think it's for everyone. Bonnie Smith, I don't think I've ever said hello to you. Hey there. Makes our brains go ding. Interesting. I discovered this song randomly on YouTube called SSRIs, Girls on SSRIs Don't Cry. And it is such a jam. I don't know how I feel about that statement because I don't know much about SSRIs, but it's like such a melancholy. I think I'm gonna pick it as my song of the day. I have a soft spot for sad songs and melancholy vibes for some reason. Davey confirms that girls on SSRIs do cry. Hell yeah, Lord Kiss Freak. Yeah, I could destroy some cheese, but I definitely will have issues later. Interesting. It's good to know, love it. I'm always looking for calorie hacks. Yeah, I try to get sun on me at least once a day. I probably don't get enough still. And I drink a metric boatload of milk. Like, so much milk goes through my body. So hopefully I'm getting all the vitamin D that I need. Vitamin D. We have gone over, but that's okay. We're talking about things and stuff. Oh, Kristen, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, crying is good, but picturing you crying in my head isn't a happy thought. Good crying. Okay, that's good to thank you for following that up with that. Is that what I needed? Protein? It's a lack of protein. Believe by Foresta and Royal Blue. Yeah, I can't remember. I just like found that when I was digging through reggae one day. So forever in my head, it's like on my reggae playlist, but it's not a reggae song at all. Steer Us, hey there. Shout out to Steer Us. Yeah, I like gnarly music a lot. I was wondering the other day, I was thinking to myself, me and my sister both have some like this thing in common. Like both of us are kind of into gnarly stuff. Um, but both of us have like been through a lot of gnarly stuff. So I wonder if there's a correlation there. Did they work, Izzy? Izzy says I was prescribed SSRIs to cry. Shout out to my fellow chronically dissociated folks. I have some really good friends on SSRIs. Is that what they are? They dissociative? Is that what the deal is? I guess I could have asked up until this point. Always could ask. I listen to a lot of sad stuff. A lot of sad stuff. I'm a big Deftones fan. I don't know why that popped into my head just now. Interesting. Interesting. All right, guys. I think I want to get out of here. Ugh, it's probably time. It's probably time. It's probably time. Wow, body illusion. That is oddly satisfying. I feel like. I feel like that's pretty cool. Body illusion says, I cry in the shower alone and then wash it down the drain, ready to start a new day. I love that, actually. I I got you, Valerie. From that link here, we can go through it together, actually, and then I'm going to get out of here. All right, thank you for your patience. Here we go. I feel like I need to blow my nose. Like a booger hanging out. We're good. Okay. All right, this is the channel page, right? If we click here, right under the lifeboat, here's like our little description that's kind of hiding. I don't know why they do it like that. I feel like that's stupid. Like I have to literally see this ... more to know. I have to know that it's there basically. But if you click here, it's got all our links, our address, all the stuff. But this second one is the protein balls. Unfortunately, the way that it works is it will bring you to the website, not to the product itself. I think that's by design by whoever made this link, which is not me. But that's okay. We're just going to click on new snacks and boom, it's right here. Wait, those are pork rinds right here. Boom. So just is it still working or are we? Oh, see, it didn't. Just kidding. So just to review, to go back, we went to Lifeboat channel page, click on more, and then it's right here, Blazing Foods. So now I have to share the next screen. Pardon me, pardon me, pardon me. I didn't realize that I was making decisions that weren't being shown on the screen. Okay, so now when you click on that link, it takes you here to the beginning of the website. It's kind of bothers me a little bit, but it's okay because we just click on new snacks. And then it's right here, the protein snacks. Apple pie, ooh, and strawberry. Fantastic. She's pretty stoked about it. I hope that helped. Let me know. Let me know if you need anything else. There's so much like organization that I could do and like streamlining and like getting rid of like trimming the fat kind of stuff. I feel like the channel has evolved a lot since its inception, and she is ripped. I'm trying to get big, I'm trying to get ripped. There's a girl out there with a 6-pack for me. You know what I mean? Not necessary at all, but that would be kind of cool. What was I was saying something important when I sidetracked myself there. It's gone. All right, we'll catch me and Tara doing an interview tomorrow evening. Catch Blessed to Crochet, I believe at 11:30 boat time today, and catch Carol at Needing a Meeting on the boat and on her channel today at 1:40 p.m. Pacific. All of those times Pacific time. 11:30 a.m. for Blessed to Crochet, 1:40 Pacific 4 p.m. for Carol at Needing a Meeting. Go show their channels some love, and you can find them on the lifeboat later today. All right. Good to see every single one of you. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. Shout out to Tina Serlin. Hey there. And y'all have a great day. All right. Hit that like, subscribe, and the bell for notifications if you like what we do here, because it helps a lot. And have a blessed